Tonight, there's political spotlight right here on the state of Ohio. The fight in Washington over the president's border wall could really impact some projects here in the Buckeye State.
Yeah, and the closure of that GM plant in Lordstown has led to some harsh words between the president, members of Congress, and even presidential candidates. We'll start with the border wall. The funding for several military construction projects here in Ohio could be reduced, delayed, or canceled. Altogether, this to redirect money to build that wall, totaling more than $100 million. Now, this, of course, is because President Donald Trump declared a national emergency on the southern border.
Over the weekend, President Donald Trump went after the local auto workers union president in Lordstown over the plant's closing earlier this month. The president says he's trying to put pressure on General Motors to reopen that facility, but his tweet is getting some angry reaction from lawmakers, including Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown. Jason Aubrey talked all about this with Brown earlier today.
With the president coming to Ohio tomorrow, Senator Brown was frank with his opinion on the president's rhetoric and choices in these areas that affect Ohioans greatly. With workers in Lordstown off the job, Senator Brown was not happy with the president's tweeting.
We want the president on our side instead of attacking the workers and attacking the union. I've been talking to the president for a year and a half about this. I've asked him to get involved.
Specifically, he's asked the president to change a single part of his tax reform bill. The part that allows manufacturing businesses to pay less in taxes by being located overseas than they would here in the U.S.
It's just insane that our laws, thanks to President Trump's tax bill, that our laws say you should move overseas. Well, you can pay lower taxes by moving overseas. What an idiotic way to do business for a country. No country does it like that.
Brown also had choice words about another decision that could be made should the president's efforts to build a border wall move forward as is.
This is a really bad idea to declare an emergency that doesn't exist, to take money from our national defense to build a wall that the public doesn't want.
An estimated $112 million could be stripped from projects slated for military installations here in Ohio to pay for the wall.
He's making us less secure when he's taking money out of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base or the Air Base in Mansfield or Springfield or Toledo or Youngstown or Ravenna.
I reached out to Senator Rob Portman as well, and he is urging the administration to find the money for the wall somewhere else. In a statement, he says, in part, I am a strong supporter and advocate for Ohio's military facilities and research institutions and will work to ensure that key military construction projects at these strategic facilities can continue to move forward. You can find his full statement on our website, NBC4i.com. Local for you at the State House, Jason Aubrey, NBC4.
And Brown and Portman are not the only ones weighing in on the future of the Lordstown plant.
Colleen Marshall has been following the story. She joins us more right now. And Colleen, this is just another reason for politicians to stop in Ohio if they're trying to get to the White House.
You better believe it, darling. No Republican has ever won the White House without winning Ohio. President Trump promised manufacturing in the Mahoning Valley would thrive under his administration, so those who might challenge him in 2020 are zeroing in on the lost jobs in Lordstown. Former Texas Congressman Beto O'Rourke met with local United Auto Workers President David Green during a campaign stop in Northeast Ohio. O'Rourke said on Twitter he's impressed with how Green has handled President Trump's criticism. Green is also responding to the president.
Look, I don't take it personally. Donald Trump didn't close or unallocate our location. General Motors did. The union hasn't done this. General Motors has. I'm just going to continue to support our Driving Home campaign and hope that Mary Barra sees that we're ready for the next product here.
Tim Ryan represents Lordstown in Congress and is also considering his own presidential run. In a statement, he called the president's tweet, quote, offensive and does nothing to help bring back the manufacturing jobs he promised to my district. It's counterproductive and insulting. We all deserve better. General Motors says about half of the workers who had jobs in Lordstown will be offered the opportunity to transfer within the company. But that still leaves more than 500 people unemployed. And we'll have to wait and see if President Trump comments on all this again when he visits Lima and Canton tomorrow. Darlene?
All right, Colleen, thank you.